Hi, it's Hazel. Welcome to my channel, Hazel and Aka Design. I am doing this video. Now, of course, you'll see it later because I'm scheduling it. I'm doing this video for my Get Her Done series and the subset, which is what was supposed to be one tree journal and has turned into 4. Don't know how that happened. Anyway, I am doing this while I'm on downtime because my combine had a breakdown. So to keep myself out of trouble and off the streets, I am continuing to steal moments to craft. I also just posted a video thanking each of you for helping me. Well, not for helping me, for doing it, getting across the 500 subscriber threshold. So I very much appreciate that. And I will just kind of bring you up to date on what's been happening with these tree journals. And depending on the length of the video, show you what I'm going to do next. So we'll do this one at a time. Okay, you may remember, if you saw that video, sorry for all this chaos here. This was a piece, well, you can't even see it anymore, a piece of heavier, some sort of paper that I bought. This green color kind of had a design to it. Anyway, whatever, I don't know. I just thought that I would do a landscape style journal. That was my intention, blah, blah, blah. One of my faithful subscribers and commentators suggested, well, why not do it this way? So I try not to shrink back from a challenge, so that's what I've done. And of course, now that I've done this journal topper, it's clear that that is how I'm approaching it. So because it ended up having this honking big spine, I think 3 inches. Yeah, I thought that the cover needed some reinforcing. So one night as I was trying to sleep, I thought, burlap. And it was virtually the right width. I mean, nearly. I used some corrugated cardboard with some gesso on it, a scrap of some upholstery fabric, this tree that I stamped on an old Woodward's bag. Now, if you're Canadian, you may remember that that was a department store that existed and hasn't been around for probably decades already. And I lucked into getting a bag from that store. So anyway, I'm going to have to put it this way just so it kind of fits in screen. I also strengthened it further by adding this scrapbook paper front and back and a muslin spine. Now there are 5 signatures. I think I probably showed you these papers before. I don't know if there's much. Oh, well, I did do a bit of decorating. So here is a belly band with this mosaic tree image that, oh, see, this was the one with the spacing issue. I should slap something over that. I'll have to remember to come back to that. This is a pocket that I added. This is vintage wallpaper, part of a wallpaper. This is another color variation in that. I've talked about that before. I won't repeat myself. This is one of those multi-pocket things. So here, whoopsie. Here, and of course I don't have something in everything yet. I'll just quickly, So I don't know. I don't think, no, I obviously haven't shown you this since I bound it. That was a job and a half, let me tell you. Anyway, so on pages like this, instead of having a fold out at the bottom of the page, which is what we typically do if it was a portrait style journal, these things now end up on the side, which is of course fine. It's just a matter of, don't do this when you're overtired or hungover or, otherwise impaired by circumstances in your life. I don't know if I have anything more to show you in this one. So I'll stop there. But I added this at the back. Again, another way of reinforcing. This is, what the heck is this? I think this might be an envelope. Let me peek in there. Yeah, this is an envelope with, see that green lining? And I used a sticker out of my, what's it called? The Botanist Sticker Anthology. I've shown that in the past. Anyway, so when it's not in use, I sort of keep an elastic on these things to help train them to stay closed. So there's that. Let's do the leather one. Now this, and I don't know what the trick is, sort of is short of maybe beating it with a rolling pin, of softening this up. Not that it's bad, but I just think if it was a little more pliable, I would like it better. Okay, so 2 signatures in this one. I did end up gessoing over this because it was just too bright. Now, these pages, I ended up having to go back and fold and fold and fold because, of course, they were too wide and were sticking out, and I didn't want to cut them down. Now, I don't know. Oh, I have some of these really bright CD covers, so I clipped this in here as a reminder that I want to do that, to include that there. Don't know if I have anything else to show you. So progress, albeit maybe slow, is being made on this one as well. Now, I don't know, to be honest, if I will do any decorating on here at all. Like, I mean, there's this tooled effect. So why would what could I do that would make it better? I don't think there is anything. Then, now I was positive that once I sewed these signatures into this repurposed paper bag, I see my husband has just returned. He went to a neighboring town to get some welding done. And anyway, I was positive that once I did this, that somehow miraculously the lost art canvas that I bought for 50 cents at a thrift store that I intended to use for 2 tree journals would fall into my lap. It has not happened yet, so sooner or later I just had to go ahead. Now this one I reinforced with this stuff, and I think I've shown you that before. Now I've got these clips holding this down, top and bottom, front and back. I don't want to glue anything yet because I'm thinking that if this thing grows, I don't want to be limited. Like, I can fudge this if I have to. Obviously, a couple green envelopes should be included here somewhere. Don't know that I've really done anything more other than sew this in. This is, again, some of that wallpaper that I was telling you about. Oh, I love this. I reinforced it by gluing it onto, I don't even remember anymore, maybe manila tag. don't know if there's anything more of interest to show you. Oh, here I used this double, I glued these 2 pages of tree paper. Jeez. And forgive these nails, I had to cancel my appointment because of harvest. So I had to butcher them up myself just so that they don't break. These 2 big pockets here. Trying to keep my options open by not necessarily trimming things down to size. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, this, oh, I guess I glued this to cardstock. This will probably go here. Now, this is a very shallow thing, but there will be places to put things in. So that is the status of that one. And let me show you the baby. The family. I may have, I don't remember what I showed you last, but you do, if you watch the other videos, you know that I have a bunch of bark that was salvaged off a birch tree that had to be put down because woodpeckers had essentially killed it. So again, tree stamp, because I love it, cheesecloth, some old paper that I just kind of grunged up and included there. This was that anaglypta wallpaper. See, this is what that green stuff was like that I mentioned earlier. Little envelope to use. Here's another one of these, probably going to be too wide to be used here. I don't know if I did anything else, to be honest. That may be it there. I really like this little 2 signature thing. I had a heck of a time. I used this kind of thick cord and it was not pleasant, but I got her done. Then when I had some time, I also sorted and gathered into one spot a lot of the things that I had either completed prior to this or made since I've started this whole thing. So let me show you a few of these things. Little tiny booklets. What else? Oh, this, I like this little thing. A glassine bag that I put another, I don't know if that's a sticker or not, I can't remember anymore. Anyway, I just think that that is subtle and classy looking. So that is there. I'd shown you that before, I'm sure I showed you that. This is an old Canada Post glassine bag, you know, that if you bought loose stamps, they would put that in there. I use this upholstery thing here because it kind of thought, well, if you use our imagination, we can imagine that to be a tree trunk. Used some old salvaged Scotch tape to reinforce the tears and just put in a little old something. You know, maybe more will be added, who knows. I can't remember. I think I might have shown you these tags. Anyway, I have, you know, umpteen things here that they're just a reminder. Oh, and I have these that are sort of, I bought a bundle of these at a thrift store and I probably have, you know, 100 more. So I have to use some of those. Oh, I did this. One of those giant old trees that a car could drive through. Again, I loved that. Used some washi tape for that hinge. These were those pockets that I showed you before. More of the mosaic. Oh, this was a little watercolor I had done. That's an original, so I don't know if I want to, well, I'll decide. Some stuff that I glued down. Okay, what else? And then these are just some pages that may end up being, you know, tip-ins or something. But I should also show you, when I did my recent thank you for getting me to 500 video, I was putzing around with some clusters. I had made some, and I did a poor job of doing anything while I was talking. So I'll just spread out the ones that I have made. Now, some of these will have a bulb pin attached. Some may just be glued down. This has a hole in it already, so that would probably have a bulb pin. This is a burlap leaf, another burlap leaf with some paper and a wax seal. Then I just kind of started, these were, I don't know where they are. I have a whole slug of these that I got out of a book. Now they're all black and white, so I did a little bit of coloring just with some I don't even know what brand is this, Staedtler pens. So these are just, I kind of thought, oh, I've got so many. And then I counted them and I realized, okay, I've got 4 journals. I should at least have, plan on maybe 4 per journal. So I think I got 16 done. So there is that. So I'll just add that to my little basket. Now, I have since had a very quick look at my fabric, and I found these pieces that were thrifted, so I'll do something with these. And then just now, I found these. Now, of course, this is quite a departure from the other colors that you've seen, but I'm choosing to believe that those are not ferns or whatever, that they are tree foliage. So I'll see if I can do something with that as well. You may have seen me show you, oh, I know, when I did that masterboard. By the way, oh, I have another up there. These were cards that I made. Oh, I know, it was in the tag your turn, hashtag tag your turn, that I got tagged by Carrie at the Paper Monkey. So these were just masterboard that I had just made simply with these paper toll scrap pieces. So this bag here is kind of just things that need a little bit of something. They either need to be bagged or what. Oh, I have to tell you this. I took a picture of this. It was like an art print, and of course it's copyright, so I can't use it. But anyway, advice from a tree. And this is good life advice. Stand tall and proud. Sink your roots into the earth. Be content with your natural beauty. Go out on a limb. Drink plenty of water. Remember your roots. Enjoy the view. Ilan Shamir. When my husband was doing long haul trucking into the States, I went along. Now, I didn't see a lot of the countryside. I know I'd see signs for an antique mall, and I'd say, there's an antique, and there was an antique, because of course he's barreling down the road at 100 kilometers an hour. And there are many places you can't get into with a highway tractor, and 40-foot trailer. So let's just say I whizzed by a lot of interesting places. And I would always take books. And of course, this was before I knew junk journaling or anything. This is probably 10, 12 years ago. Anyway, through some of the craggier parts of the country, I would see these very rocky areas, and I'm thinking, what kind of a tree, what kind of perseverance, what kind of oomph and strength does it take to have a little seed land in a little bit of dirt, soil, and catch hold and withstand the wind and the rain and the snow and the battering that takes place. And yet those trees survive and thrive. So what damn, forgive the expression, but what damn excuse do any of us as thinking people with all sorts of tools and resources at our disposal limit ourselves? So think about those, those trees that are just clinging on by the skin of their teeth. If you feel discouraged, because if they can do it, we can do it. Anyway, sidetrack, soapbox, blah, blah, blah. So these two are two different, these are also paper towel print scraps. There was an owl's face there, but look at all this luscious bark and so on that I'm able to use in these journals. So I will be doing that. As well as some pine branches here, or spruce, or whatever that is. And then this is more like a driftwood type look. So I keep this handy as a reminder to use it, because this, I would say, these are all of 25 years old. So it's high time. I also have some of these type of strips that were used, some of these green papers that were used in the, steno book type junk journal. More usable pieces. So I'm thinking I could make some pockets with these. I also have these that are really nice that I ripped out of some book. So let me just look at the time. Maybe we can quickly throw together some glue here and make something happen. Like I said, I hear my husband unloading the grain that was combined yesterday. My daughter is en route from Edmonton because I'm still, which reminds me, I need to, I think, cancel my physio appointment for tomorrow. With this bum, hip, and knee, I cannot drive the other old combine. Oh, let's save the words, all spruced up. Anyway, so maybe I'll be able to do a bit more crafting. I'll also be the resident gopher. Go for this, go for that, bring it fast, bring it now. Squeezed in a load of laundry, work jeans and work shirts. So there's no end of things to do for sure. But it does do my heart good to obviously be able to do some of this as well. Okay, so what I could do, like some of these papers, I think, I probably picked lightweight paper, just not to bulk. This is a bit thicker. Okay. Let us pick, let's see how wide this is. Oh, I guess you could use it this way. Whoops. A little over 5 1/4. I guess the beauty of having that many journals is if it doesn't fit in one, it'll probably fit in another. I'll probably just sort of tear this in half. Now this is, I'll just turn this back a smidge to strengthen the lip of the pocket. Okay, explain to me how in 5 crummy inches I could fold that crooked. My goodness. Now I've gone from one extreme to the other. And with some things, if they're not kind of, got true corners, you can get away with it because you can, have your decoration extend past it or something. But with a pocket, it's kind of best if it kind of starts out kind of half. Let's see if we can do a little better with this one. Apparently not. I have a little thing that I cross-stitched many moons ago, a tiny little kit. One of those that you can sort of finish in a couple of evenings. Anyway, I used to have it hanging on the wall when we had kind of a more country theme going here. Anyway, it said, of all the things I've lost, I miss my mind the most. So that's clearly an issue. It's true, a truism. But I think I would also say that one of the things I've missed is the reliability of my eye to see things that are lopsided, crooked, uneven. That kind of really bothers me because that was a good skill to have. Now, I believe, let me just do that before I go any further. I know darn well these are too wide, so why am I kidding myself that they're not going to have to be trimmed? So I'm going to, excuse me, I'm going to maybe just take a little more than 1/4 of an inch off each one. And know that it will fit even, like whatever balance and plan I have. I'm not going to kind of ruin the proportions by trimming it after the fact. Okay. Now, another thing I have is this lovely, I wish you could feel it. It's that, I don't know the year that this, of the book that this came from, but it is one of those Blackie, what was it called? Girls Annual or something. So I salvaged the images and kept a bunch of these in all sorts of widths for stamping and snippets and all that. But also, okay, glue stick. Oh, hiding behind the other guys. Let's quickly find a glue thingamajigger and start slapping some stuff down and not overthinking. Oh, that's kind of gobby. Anyway, so I have those papers, those book pages nearby, and will be making a concerted effort to use them because, of course, they feel wonderful. I hope that you are well. I hope that wherever you live, that your weather has been not of the craziness that we sometimes see, the dangerous life-threatening, life-altering variety. I think if there are any climate change deniers out there, this year should have converted everyone or turned everyone into a believer. There were times this year when half the globe was on fire and the rest was dealing with floods. So anyway, don't want to get political, but truly, if you've only been alive for a couple of weeks, maybe you can be forgiven for thinking that this is, stuff happens. But anyone who's been around longer than that knows that, I didn't trim this guy, knows that, and I'm just doing these little angled corners here so they don't extend past there if it has been folded unevenly. That never happens here. What are you talking about? Yeah, anyone, and particularly those of us that live in places like Canada and the northern states and elsewhere in the world where we have had 4 distinct seasons. There's been a blurring of that, and in part, see, I don't want to lose those words because it's informational, so we'll use that someplace else. Where's that one that I sort of ripped out? Oh, even that's a bit big for this. Maybe I have to use something smaller. But I don't have time to look for anything smaller. Oh, dear, 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 dear. Maybe let's use a bit of this manila tag. I kind of probably going overboard with this tree theme. Being a little narrow in my focus. Whoops, trying to push past that a bit. Not be such a literalist. Also have some of this. These are scrap pieces. What do I have? Oh, I could use, how about some of that bark? Or how about, since the orientation is like this, I shouldn't have put that word down. Oh, I could use this, because that's maybe not spruce, but I would call that a mugo pine. So that's pretty darn close. I just want to get rid of any of these sharp or very distinct cut lines. Somehow a torn shape. And we might have, where's my dirty little brush? Anyway, I was saying, I hope you're safe. I hope you're crafting. I guess I have to cover that like so. And again, I'm trying not to be so anal about the theme. Anal? Did you know that that's a medical diagnosis? Not really. Now, maybe this will need a label or something, but I will, for now, I will put this aside and we'll, where's my, this will be the reminder that this is a pocket. I'll do my best to center this without bothering to measure. Hit by shrapnel. Crafting shrapnel. Okay, let's do something on this one. Maybe if I just take a little smidge and I could round this a bit more. Fussy tearing. Oh dear, I pruned a little bit off the top. Didn't really want to do that. Better suck it in a bit on this side. And maybe I will do this as well. You know, I'm philosophically opposed to inking anything on camera because it's so mind-numbingly boring and a waste of your precious time. I think aesthetically, I probably want it off to the side. Don't want this little gap, so I'll put it there. And again, this will need something, some more, whatever. But at least I'm that much, whoopsie, that much closer to having a base done. Yikes, that's slippery. Oh, seeing some of that ink transferred onto the thing below. Oh, well. I've got these cardstock cutoffs as well. Oh, I didn't do this. And I'm going to offset this so I don't cut any more branch or leaves off. So because there are so many journals and so many pages, it certainly appears that I need a heck of a lot of stuff. Now, I've got quite a bit of stuff. However, I think that I'm going to find that it's not nearly as much as I think it is. Do we want a bit of this cheesecloth? Let's hack a hunk off. Oh, sorry. Now, it almost seems that with this, or should I make that a belly band? Okay, this is over 3 inches wide. That's rather wide. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to cut this down. Oh, you know, I could also... It's beginning to look more and more like I'm going to have to grunge this up slightly. Not much, just knock back the pure white a bit. And I'm leaving that page number 11 there. See, really, that's all it takes to bring it a little closer to... Anyway, I was saying that I want to cut this down. Everything is off. I hate working with this kind of chaos. Although you'd never know it by the state of this desk. Okay, let's do... How wide is this? That's almost... What the heck? That's almost 3 inches. Okay, I can go down on this side. And that'd have been something if I'd have trimmed it past the point where it would fit. So let's see. Maybe I'm causing myself unnecessary problems here. You know what? Forget the idea of a belly band. I'm going to glue this strip down. Do I want it offset though? Maybe I do. Okay, tell you what I'm doing. I am going to glue this strip down. Let me just rip off this little bit here so I'm not creating a bigger mess. Oh, and I have this perforation here. Okay, I'm gluing this down onto that piece of cardstock. And I'm going to turn it into, I'm just trying to see that I'm getting the glue on there where it belongs. I'm going to turn it into a fold over, like a hangover. Yikes, that was a blob of glue and I just smeared it. Why doesn't somebody tell me not to be so cheap with my glue pages? This is my glue picker-upper. And I smeared some there too. Anyway, I'm going to, okay, so we know that this is what, 11 inches tall. So I will fold it in half. Where is a bone folder when you need one? That's a little bit. What the heck? What is going on here? Look at this. It is, sorry, you probably can't see this boo-boo. I must have missed a glue spot, so it didn't adhere. And then there was tension on it when I folded it too soon. Okay, I'm not going to fold that again right now. I'm going to let it dry, but at least now I know where the fold line will be so that I can decorate accordingly. So pretend this will be hanging over one page, this will be hanging over the other side. So naturally, I want them to be right side up. Now, I suppose that could have been a belly band. Oh, there's no end to the possibilities. Oh, I was doing this too. So let's just smear a bit of glue around. Smear, that's a technical term. I hope you're making note of these technical terms because I don't want you left behind. And not in the know. Now, because this will be hanging down, I can leave a little dangly bit there. And if it's not totally adhered, that's a-okay too, because this piece of paper is going to hold things in place. Good girl, turned over the glue page. Oh, that strip of scrapbooking paper almost is totally hidden from view. Oh well. Okay, I'm going to leave that as it is. It probably needs something more there. And since I'm on a kick using up these wax seals, whoops, that's not a seal. I could do that. I could do that. Don't really want to cover up those words though. What the heck? Let's just do that. I didn't. Did I put those pens away? Oh my goodness. Oh, there it is. I said in another video that I use this just metallic marker from the Dollar Tree just to add a little more definition to these wax seals. Okay, slap that baby down. Maybe I will use art glitter glue. It seems to have worked in the past. Cool. Yeah, I think something more will probably need to be done. I think this is a bit too bulky here. So I'll just sort of hack away at it. Whoa, that was kind of bold. Okay, this may need something else, but for the time being, I think I've got pretty good coverage there. So we flip it over so that when it's, you know, hanging over the top of a page, it's going to be right side visible. what I could also do on this side, boy, that didn't stick very well, did it? Okay, what I'm going to do on this side is tear the bottom. Oh, good thing I ate my Wheaties. That's a bit tough. Okay, so that side is automatically more interesting. And I suppose I could do that too on that side if I chose to. And I will probably choose to. Okay, so what are we... Oh, something just hit the floor. You know what? I have my little... I have this old Scotch tape here. I've got... Where's my little bag? Bag o' birds. Bag o' birds. Oh, no. Yeah, we could use some bark. Let me get some of this out of the way. Okay. I'm just giving this kind of a more random tear. That side is fine. Too tall, so let's maybe tear it here. And again, of course, I'm not throwing that up. I'm not crazy, you know. Although if you watched my video today, I did do a video on purging papers. And I think some people liked the approach I used, like I was at a 12-step meeting. Not that I have personal information or experience with the 12-step program. Okay. Now that's a bit of an unfortunate space there, so I would have to cover that with something because I don't like it. What else have we got here? Look at that giant pine cone that I fussy cut. Is that not the best? Too big. I would want to cut all those white or most of that out of there, so can't use that. Okay. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Sorry. Aren't you glad you weren't in the spray zone? Splash zone? I do have some real silk leaves. I wonder, I can't remember where I got these tree sentiments from. I must use those. Oh, look at this. That came out of a book, I guess. Seeds, not doubting their potential, rise and become forests. See? They don't second guess themselves. Okay, what is this? Whoopsie. Oh, I just tore that. That will need some repair work. Okay, this, I can't do this to you. Let me just find some. Those are those dies. I've used those before. Mind you, there's one that says sorry, I know I'm out of, or I think I'm out of screen. I don't know how readable that is. Let's forget that. Let me look at my these guys here. I have quite a few of these. I could have them marching up this. Yes. Let's do that. And let me dismiss you. Okay, so let's glue that guy down. Just make sure I've just got one because they seem fairly thick. Okay, let's glue this guy down. And now that I've reminded myself that I have, whoops, all those tree sentiments, I can start adding those to some of the stuff I've created. I'm going to use our glitter glue for the leaves, and I'm going to make them march like little soldiers. And maybe I will basically keep the glue to the center so that it, okay, let me, so that, you know, the little edges lift up and look dimensional. I'll do 3 of these. You know, that whole design thing about odd numbers. So, one of these days, oh, I have to slide this guy down, otherwise there won't be room. Oh. Well, now it looks like I'm going to be overlapping them. I can't have that getting too close to the fold. I didn't plan that very well. Okay, that is it. So there will be the 500 plus subscriber draw coming at some point after harvest. But as one of my faithful commenters has said, oh, next stop 1,000. So if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.